Hi everybody, I thought I'd bring you along for the ride while I make dinner tonight. I'm making something my kids constantly request, which is stir fry. It's such an easy dinner. I still have like all of my grocery shopping here on the counter for the world to see. I want to just start cooking and then I'm going to put all the groceries away because the kids are starving. But I'm going to turn this viewfinder around even though it distracts me because I just want to make sure I have a good angle for cooking. I don't know, this tripod's like kind of weird. I might have to get a different tripod. Let's see. Maybe not. I took my baby to the store with me, and so we ended up with a bunch of things that we don't really need. So maybe I just need to like stand it up on something. Sorry you guys, should have done this before I started filming, but it is what it is. So I have the rice. The thing that always takes the longest for me is bent way down, is cooking the rice. So I always get the rice started first and then I saute the chicken. I wish I had a wok, but we actually live our life. I cook everything in cast irons, so I'm going to be using a cast iron. I already cleaned it and prepped it, so saute the chicken in the cast iron. If you want more water, bring me the bowl. But don't let George out. Don't let George out. So I'm going to be sauteing the chicken, and while the chicken is cooking, I cut the vegetables, and then I cheat and I just use this. Stir fry sauce has been like my go-to for years. It tastes so good. It's not spicy, so the kids love it. I just throw that in with the chicken when it's almost done cooking, and then I add the vegetables. And I am not a soggy food girl. I hate soggy cereal. I don't like soggy vegetables. And so I lightly saute my vegetables because I like for them to be a little crunchy. I'm a crunchy vegetable girl. So I'm gonna finish getting the rice going because, like I said, that takes the longest. When I met my husband, or not when I met my husband, but shh, Georgie, shh, don't go out there. Shh, 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 shh. You need more bubbles in this? It has water, babe.
Okay.
Let's see. I'll just give you a touch up of some bubbles and some warm water. You want a little bit of warm in there?
Yes.
Okay.
Bubbles.
Okay, can you open the door for me and I'll take it out for you?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. I'm trying to keep her busy while I cook because she gets pretty hangry kind of fast. So what I was saying is, at some point in our marriage, my husband has been a sushi chef. And he gets mad at me for the way I do my rice. But I'm not a sushi chef. I'm a mother, and so I may not do things 100% correct, but they're done here. Okay, so green is for not for chicken. I don't really follow the rules on those. But I have, and I just bought some, new avocado oil because I'm out of my olive oil. So I'm just going to lightly give that a couple of teaspoons, probably less than a tablespoon, but more than a teaspoon. And then I did wash my hands when I got home from the store. And I am just going to chop my chicken into like little small pieces. Some people get chicken ick, but it really doesn't bother me. When I was pregnant with the baby, I was icked out by pretty much any and all meat that was raw, and I couldn't eat if I cooked it because I could like picture it raw or something. I don't know. It was kind of strange. Like I said, this is one of my favorite dinners to make because it really comes together very quickly. The thing that takes the longest to me is always, feels like it's always cutting the chicken, because when I'm cutting the vegetables, the chicken's usually cooking. I have to keep an eye on my rice cooker because my rice cooker just burns my rice once it's done cooking if I leave it on.
Hello.
Hey baby, what are you doing? If you're done with bubbles, bring in your bluey bubble thing. Don't leave it outside. Or if you, this kid like hates wearing clothes, so she always wants to be naked. If you want to take your clothes off and play outside still, you can, okay? But go get your bubbles. Don't take your shoes off. Go get your bubbles. I can hear the baby starting to get fussy. Everybody likes to eat dinner relatively early. I prefer to cook, but okay, so my second oldest, her name is Aspen. She lives with her dad half the time, and then she lives with us the other half of the time. My third born, I guess, I don't really know what to call that one. My toddler loves Aspen, and she loves her so much that when Aspen is paying attention to the baby, she's jealous and she takes it out on the baby. She like never hits the baby. She's never mean to the baby unless Aspen is here. And it's because she likes that negative attention from Aspen. So she was just being mean to the baby because she wanted Aspen to play outside with her, but Aspen didn't want to play outside with her. So I don't know what's going on with my voice today. I've been like really raspy all day. But I don't feel sick. George is scratching because he wants to go outside. George is our ginger cat, named after the Weasleys. His name was Weasley originally, but it really didn't roll off the tongue well enough, like for the family, for that to remain his name. So then I throw away my chicken scraps into this. Put that in the trash. I grab my chicken knife and cutting board and put that in the sink. I scrub my chicken hands, and now I'm done touching the chicken. And I always do fresh cracked pepper. I usually do salt. I'm not going to do salt because this has 550 milligrams of sodium in it, so we don't need to add salt. But I will add just a little bit of garlic powder. When I do cook, this is the best, like, all-purpose seasoning I put this on like potatoes, meat, veggies. I put this on everything. And then if I want like additional flavors, I'm like trying to get down here. I'll add additional flavors later. But the blend is just salt, pepper, and garlic salt, I believe, or just garlic oil. It says sea salt, dehydrated garlic, black pepper, sunflower oil, which kind of sucks, and garlic oil. I don't have, that's how much I have left. I'm saving that for a rainy day when I want it, need it, or I guess not, because I was just at the store and I didn't buy more. But I'm gonna put garlic powder in there instead. Would you believe there's no ingredients list on this? Who knows what's in here? And pepper, and then this eventually. My chicken is cooking, so I'm gonna stir that around a little bit, and then I'm gonna season, and then I'm going to start cooking my veggies. I should have warmed the pan up first. My husband would have told me to heat that oil first before I threw the chicken in here. I'm not a chef, and I will never claim to be a chef. I am just a home cooking mother who is just out here kind of trying my best. I'm not going to put too much garlic because there is garlic in there. I haven't put away my groceries yet, so I need to hunt down the veggies. Okay, so for today, all I'm going to put in this is bell peppers, 1 red, 1 yellow, and some carrots. I usually will put like ginger snap peas, garlic, onion. Go ahead, you can play with that outside, baby.
Okay.
Put your shoes back on. I didn't grab those. It was kind of chaotic taking a toddler to the store. And I was like kind of thrown off of my usual flow of doing things, and there was a lot of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then she wanted things randomly. She asked me to buy ears of corn. I don't really know what we're gonna do with that. But these are my vegetables for tonight because I don't have anything else. And we have chickens, like I've said. So I'm gonna get a little chicken bowl together for scraps. Okay. So I just kind of scrubbed the bell peppers under running water. Oh, that scared me. To take off all of the pesticides, I guess. I don't really know. My parents have always told me to rinse fruits and vegetables before I cook with them, so that's what I do. Okay, the chicken is still cooking. I'm gonna bring this over here. Hopefully I don't mess up my flow. There's my chicken. And if everybody could just be a little patient with me, I've never actually done a cooking video before. And so, carrots. I typically don't rinse my carrots because I peel them. Sorry, I don't know, my cat is like so determined to go outside, and then he just gets really spooked and then hauls up right back in. So I don't know what to do with him. Like I said, we're going to Gathering of Nations. My father-in-law is an Apache Indian, and my mother-in-law has always wanted to go to Gathering of Nations. I don't think she's ever been. My father-in-law is going to be dancing in some of the traditional dances tomorrow. I've never been to Gathering of Nations. I'm pretty excited to go and to see him dance. I've never actually seen him dance in person, and he dances quite a bit for like feast days and other ceremonies and stuff, and I can't really speak too much on it because I'm not fully educated. But as her birthday present, she wanted to go, but she also wants all of us to go. So myself, my husband, our 4 children, and them will be going to the Gathering of Nations tomorrow and see what it's all about. I think I am going to take my camera and try to vlog a little bit of the experience if I am able to do that. I don't really know like what the camera rules are. So when I cut the bell peppers, I just kind of cut at the top and like scoop the knife downward in a rounded motion. So that way I take off like all the seeds and like the white membrane, and what you're left with is like just a perfect little husk. And a little bit of that white membrane, like never hurt anybody. For my carrots, after they're peeled, I cut off the top and I cut off the bottom because those are obviously like exposed to dirt and stuff. And I just keep what's left and chop all that up. And like for the sake of cooking time, like both of these carrots are pretty uniform. But like if you compare these ones, not really. So like this carrot, I'll end up like cutting the fat part in half, so that way it'll cook along the same time as the other ones. My chicken is almost ready for the sauce. My vegetables are getting chopped up pretty good. This is like a pretty rare weekend. Well, I was going to say that we don't have anything to do, but we do. My mother-in-law's best friend is like her sister of sorts, an honorary sister, and their family is going to be branding cows, and my husband has always wanted to go with them to do that. And so I guess we're going to go do that on Sunday. So Saturday, Gathering of Nations, Sunday, branding, and then right back to school on Monday for the kids. Summer break just can't come fast enough. And then this coming week, my oldest has her last track meet, and my second born has her first track meet. We have a visitor. You want a carrot? You need to have clothes on. Go on. Okay, we're just about ready for the sauce on the chicken. And I need to just chop up my bell peppers, but that will take 10 seconds. And I'm going to eat a carrot. when my oldest gets home today. She's going to be so excited we're having stir fry. She had STEAM night at school today, which is science, technology, arts, and math. But we did not go because I had to go to the store, and I'm gonna go pick her up in about an hour or so. So by that time everybody else will have eaten dinner. Half of everybody will be ready for bed, and the other half of everybody will be just kind of hanging out. We're watching this year's season of Survivor. When I first had my toddler, when she was a newborn, we started watching Survivor as a family, and it's a show that we really like, and we really bond watching together, and we all pick like our favorite characters, these are real people. We all pick our favorite players and find somebody to kind of root for. I dropped bell pepper on the floor, but that just means that the chickens get one extra thing to fight over. So then I pour this in. Usually it's like about half. I'll throw like the other half in the fridge and have that for the next time I cook. Or sometimes like if we make steak or something like random, my husband is a really big sauce guy, so he likes to have the sauce to eat for other things. And maybe I should like film this, like not on a tripod. So then I just kind of stir the chicken around and make sure that the chicken is well coated. There's like this one big piece here with like an onion. I wish I had a wok, like I said, but cast irons are good for you. A good way to get iron into your body. They cook everything really evenly. So then I'll like layer that like that. And so right now the chicken is fully cooked. It's done. But I need to put my vegetable pile in. So there's my carrots, my bell peppers. It really bothers me that I don't have something green in this meal, whether it's a green bell pepper or sugar snap peas, broccoli, something like that. But it is what it is. That's my chicken bowl. And so I'm just going to throw this in there. And I will either just like kind of layer it on top to start, or just mix it in right away. Okay, so my rice just finished cooking, but I need to turn the toggle switch from, I just need to unplug it. When it's done cooking, the switch goes from cook to warm, but when it does that, it stays cooking for quite a while, and I've burned rice before trying to just leave it warming, and it really doesn't matter if the rice is warm or not. I'm not very picky though. So there's my little toggle switch. The warm is on, the rice is done. So I'm just gonna unplug it since there is no off switch. And so now I can always throw in a little bit more sauce if I want it to like be a little saucier. But what will happen is the vegetables will release moisture, and it'll kind of get a little soupy-ish, and they pull some of the sauce off of the chicken. And I could throw some cornstarch in there to make it like stick to the chicken, but I really don't care that much about it, like, to be honest. So stir fry is something that like we used to eat as kids. My dad used to cook stir fry for us pretty regularly, and now my kids So this looks a little dry for my taste, and actually I'm gonna put a little bit more sauce. My kids asked for stir fry. The two things my kids want to eat all the time is stir fry and pasta. And my kids love spaghetti, and I hate spaghetti because my mom used to always cook spaghetti when I was a kid, and I just have taken enough spaghetti requests for the past 12 years that I am just done with kids wanting to eat spaghetti. I want them to branch out a little bit. So I'm gonna let that cook, turn the heat up a little bit, because there's a lot of items in this bowl, or in this pan rather, and I'm gonna let this cook down a little bit. The rice is done, and so now I need to put away all of my groceries. Over there's a bunch of bags. My orange juice is just chilling on the table. And then I will come back, and this will probably only need to cook for like 5 to 10 minutes. Not long at all. I will show you a picture of the finished product, but I just stir this kind of frequently and let those veggies cook down a little bit. So I'll see you in a few. Okay, well, that's about it. We're gonna eat dinner now and then go about our business. There's dinner left for Emily. The rice is cooked. There's rice for Emily, and we're all done. That's it. Chicken stir fry.